Hi, everyone. Now, for those of you who had an opportunity to talk with us or be with us on the Blog Talk radio show this morning, I apologize that the replay did not get recorded, so you will not be hearing the replay from today's call. However, we have one who had mentioned that perhaps maybe we will do a call through conference call so all of you can at least get the information that was passed on from Zorra this morning. One who believes is now with us. One who believes, you have anything to say before we start the call with Zorra?
Yes, I just thought it was such a great call, and so clearly it was a gift to those who were there. But the intel is kind of important at this time, in the process, and I just thought we should at least get the intel portion out to where people could catch that on the replay. So that's, of course,
Fantastic.
why we're doing this recording.
Okay, very good. And before we start, Zorra, before we start, could you tell us, for a lot of the people that are listening who really are not familiar with you and your dad, how is it that all of a sudden we're talking to you and then your dad appears? Are you two people, or what happens when your dad comes through? Tell us that process.
When my dad comes through,
go ahead.
When my father comes through me, we change bodies, literally. My consciousness goes into his body. His consciousness comes into mine. Wherever my dad happens to be.
So if I can just kind of clarify, Billy. Billy's Zorra is his birth name in Hollow Earth. Zorra, his father, also from Hollow Earth, his name is Zorra. So Zorra actually is a resident of Hollow Earth, but he was deposited here 60-some years ago, 65. our time. So now, the reason for that is because of his special missions. But anyways, I want to move forwards to here and present. So when Zorra is here, and and we would like to have Zorra come through, they switch bodies. When I say switch bodies, I'm not saying it literally. I'm saying it in terms of the essence of who they are. Their souls completely change places. So when we have Zorra come here, it is really, truly Zorra who we speak with. And you can also tell by the change of his voice. But I can tell as well because his entire body changes, not in terms of stature, but he really becomes a different person. So I know Zorra is not here. I don't know if that simplifies it, but that's really the process as far as transition.
And might I also add that people have heard of channeling, and channeling doesn't do that. Channeling, the other essence comes in and shares the body in the time, whereas this, they literally completely switch. Is that right?
Correct.
Am I correct on that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is quite a bit more advanced than the channeling, where they share. They literally switch bodies, so the being is now experiencing what it's like to be in the other body. And while Zorra is off doing wherever Zorra was, Zorra is here talking to us through Zorra's body because he's momentarily inhabiting it in order to be able to speak with us.
Yeah, and right. And part of that as well is that Zorra doesn't know what is being said because obviously he's not here. Okay?
Correct.
That's another way up to tell because he says, well, I wasn't there. What did my dad say, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. All right. So with that, I'm going to ask Billy to have his father come through so we could talk with Zorra briefly and discuss again what was told earlier today. Sometimes it takes, usually it takes a second or two for that to happen. And then when we have Zorra come and speak with us, maybe he can tell us where he was at and where Billy or Zorra was going to. So I think with that, I think we are ready. One of the key things that we're going to be discussing today is, which we touched on, of course, is the RV regarding free will, regarding Trump being the next president, some information about disclosure, and whatever else one who believes comes up with.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this is a very special call that we're having again today. If not, it's pretty unusual to have a call, one almost right after the other,
Yeah,
and to have Zorra here with us for this length of time. But we certainly do appreciate it.
It's a replay, but it's an original replay. It's playing it all over again in person. We're saying what we said before again.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Zorra. So here we go. Zorra, I'm sorry to take you away from what you were doing, but maybe you could tell us a little bit about what you were doing.
On my ship?
Yes, Zorra.
We are hovering above Washington, D.C. Again.
What is the importance of Washington, D.C. at this time, Zorra? What is the importance of being over there by Washington, D.C.?
GCR.
The Global Currency Reset. Wonderful. And what is it that you're observing regarding that process? What are you observing about that process?
The process.
And how's it going?
It's going.
Are there some key figures over there that you are observing? What key figures are you observing?
Trump, Obama, Dunford, and Ryan.
Wow.
All meeting at once.
And who is there from above with them?
Prime Creator.
Oh my, that sounds like a really important meeting.
You think?
and we took you away from that meeting, Zorra?
Indeed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll let you get back to that as quickly as we can. I'm sorry, we would like, the one who believes, and I felt like we needed to be able to update a lot of the people who are not going to be able to listen to the call that you did with us today. So with that, we'll just get on with the show here. So could you give the people again just the information that you gave when I had asked you about what was going on around the globe, and you started off with Europe, if you can do that again, about the Parliament, etc.
The Parliament in Great Britain is getting ready to announce the GCR and other issues as well, as well as Germany, as well as Switzerland, as well as Norway, as well as the going eastward, as well as Baghdad, Iraqi, and what is called all of the Middle Eastern countries, all combined. And moving further eastward from there.
Zorra, could I interrupt you for a second? You had mentioned something about what was going on in Iraq right now.
In Iraq, well, there's a ceasefire. There's no what's called hostilities taking place. that were being witnessed and inspired due to the fact that one of our vessels from the Galactic Federation decloaked above the hostilities, showing themselves and sending out a message to them: cease and desist all action. And they did.
And this means what now, Zorra? What does this mean now?
A ceasefire. That's what it means.
Correct.
Peace.
All right. So more peace.
More peace.
And what about that? What about their RV? Has that been commencing?
It is as well.
Right. But what we have heard about their rate is not very high. It's kind of insignificant in relationship to what we need.
It matters not what the rate is in Iraq. It matters what the rate is here.
Okay. Just as long as their currency has already revalued.
Yes, it has.
Okay. Was that all that was necessary for the RV? Even though from what I had heard is that it's still not publicized in the Gazette. Is that irrelevant at this point?
It is irrelevant.
Okay, so we're all set to go as far as Iraq and the RV.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why Washington, D.C. is where you are presently.
Indeed.
Because that is where the trigger needs to be to push the button.
That is what Prime Creator is.
Oh, that's right. Prime Creator is going to be doing that. Oh, we forgot all about that section. Okay, no, I think you still got to go further. That's right, to the Far East. Okay. And the Chinese elders.
The Chinese elders and the families that were in charge of the Saint Germain Trust, or in keeping of it, they are also meeting, discussing what is called a disbursement of the Saint Germain Trust.
Or Nasara.
And Nasara. As you know, Nasara was to be announced in 9/11/2000. But what happened then? You had a event take place in New York, which brought down the Twin Towers. That stopped it there, dead in its tracks. But it was to be announced that day.
Mm-hmm.
So they perpetrated an attack, a false terrorist attack on the Twin Towers, perpetrated by your government. Anyway.
We're my government, brother.
I don't know who that
not
is.
Your government.
Who is that? Who's on the line?
Let me identify myself. I'm the one who knows. This is Tom in Idaho, and I didn't even know I was open. I thought I was listening to a replay, but I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's funny.
you know, it needed to be said though, and if I may, I'd like to say something else at this moment. Will you allow me?
Go ahead.
All right. Otherwise, I'm going to put you on mute here real soon.
This is coming straight from my heart. I feel a lot of pain and disappointment in all of your hearts. I appreciate all the enlightenment that the Hollow Earth Network and all their affiliates have brought to the people of the surface. They're my brothers and sisters. If we speak of galactic, that's the heavenly realm. A lot of people don't grasp this, but the earthly realm, the surface here, that's just that, the earthly realm. But anyway, when I hear people talk about GCR, if I may, I'd like to share some clarity on that. It's called the true nature of GCR. That's just a minor part of all the piece of the main, a part of the whole, if you will. Anyway, GCR is just a small piece. the true name of the nature of the 6.5 billion people in 198 nations, including the recent assembly of 536 Native American tribes over in the Reno, Nevada area. Anyway, the truth of it is the global reset, the World Global Reset Restoration Network. It consists of 6.5 billion people and counting in 198 nations. With that, I yield. I'll get out of the way.
Okay. Thank you, Tom.
And it's important that everybody connects with that, because I hear all the time about the blessing, if you're connected with the global reset, then they truly will know how to reach you. It's my understanding the galactics have no currency. I've also heard recently that the cabal's assets have been frozen. But truly, if people have a way to connect, they will know where to bring your blessing to. And the Father's definitely going to bless the whole planet. That's part of the master plan, the divine plan.
That's true.
And it's going to come straight from the Melchizedek Trust. That's the new system of the world. Anyway, I yield. I thank you people for all my brothers and sisters, all my beloveds, for allowing me to run my mouth, if you will. I thank you and I yield.
Tom.
I'll sit back and listen.
Okay. Okay. I just looked, yes. So where were you, Zorra? You were talking about talking about Nasara and St. Germain Trust, and of course.
Well, as I said, what was termed as what is called the Bush administration are the ones that perpetrated the bringing down of the towers, and for the reason to stop the announcement of Nasara, which is what occurred. And moving on from there.
This is the reason why it is going to happen now.
That is the reason it is in shaping up now.
Correct.
Yes. So, and also the what is called the Republic of the United States, which is going to be the Republic. It's no longer going to be called the United States of America, because that's a corporation. And as ludicrous as that sounds, but
Could I just backtrack just 1 second? You were just talking about the Chinese elders and Nasara and all of the, St. Germain.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say it's shaping up already, you're seeing that it's going to be coming at what period of time or distance here with the GCR?
What are you speaking of? The Republic?
No, Nasara.
Oh, Nasara.
St. Germain.
Yes. Well, shortly after what is called the, you term the RV, is released, 800 numbers released. Shortly after that, Nasara will be announced as well.
Okay.
Because that will also bring about the distribution of the St. Germain Trust.
And then if I might add...
Which has more zeros than I can count.
Yes. Zorra, and I might add then there's actually the announcing of the GCR, of the Nasara is actually separate from announcing of the Republic. The announcing of the Republic will then be a little bit further down, like Inauguration Day, something like that?
Yes, that's what is planned, so we shall see what happens. Anyway, moving on from there, the Chinese elder families, as said, have been notified to start doing what is termed as distributing the St. Germain Trust, which is quite sizable in its own right. That will be what is termed as to bring prosperity to everyone, meaning what is called people who have what is termed as a bank account. Suddenly their bank account will swell to an unknown disclosed amount.
I think the other questions are, though, has been all of the people that are in poverty already, people all around the world that are suffering already. They do not have Social Security numbers, and they don't have probably bank accounts either. So how are they going to get that?
They're going to get it too.
Yes.
Because it would be distributed, if need be, by courier. But so people everywhere are going to receive a portion of the blessing, a portion of the Saint Germain blessing.
All right.
And that has been also ordained by Prime Creator. So that is what is transpired.
All right. Okay. And of course, all of this in terms of all right, so let's go forward from there. Now, the next question that was posed, that I brought up, was regarding Trump and the election.
Oh, you mean the Trump card?
Okay, all right,
had to throw that out there. Anyway,
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Indeed. Speaking of Trump, with his term, electoral-wise, he was selected, but also he is also under the understanding that he is playing a part, and this part is to what is called bring about what is called making way for the interim president, which is not him. What is coming forth is Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House, will be interim president until a proper 120 days past the inauguration day. They will be making another, what is called another nomination. Yes.
So, just to clarify, inauguration day is the 20th.
Of course.
So, are you saying that Trump will not be in that presidential seat on the 20th? Or do you think...
That is what is being understood.
Oh, that's being negotiated? Okay.
Yeah, then he's saying...
More news to come.
That's what
then they're going to have
this is happening right now.
And then they're going to have an official election within 120 days in which they will elect an actual president, actually elected by the people, in an election that really counts. And then Ryan will either be elected if he gets elected then, or it'll be somebody else will replace him.
Indeed.
Is that right? Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah. It'll probably be someone else.
Indeed. Anyway, I can mostly assure you that it will be someone that has been placed there by the Galactic Federation of Planets.
Oh.
Yeah, the candidates running will have been sanctioned before they run, is what you're saying.
Of course.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
So they will have direct communications with the Galactic Federation. Also, just recently, I observed or listened to what is called another communications on the YouTube. And that one there is also one that needs to be
informed,
tweaked as well. Different parts of it, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And when he spoke of what is called the taking away of what is called the free will, be it understood that is a temporary taking away of what is called the free will, in order to allow the blessing to occur, or what is termed the global currency reset, what you mentioned before.
So there is no specific date? Will Prime Creator ever give us a specific date?
That is up to Frank Creator.
Yeah, but right now...
Right now, there is no set time for this to occur.
Right.
And the free will will just
spoken.
Oh.
Yeah, and the free will will be just to prevent interference and the blessing being completed. And once it's been... Yeah, go ahead.
Due to the fact that the cabal, or what you call the powers that wish to be, or want to be, are causing what is called disruption. And so by taking away the free will of everyone, it takes away their free will too.
But that's only temporary, as you said.
It is temporary. It is not a permanent thing, as it has been spoken before.
So it's not a matter of, so it's just a matter of seconds, if not minutes, right?
You know, however long it takes to get what is termed the, I term it the blessing, to be released.
The 800 numbers?
And the 800 numbers. Okay. So that is what we're waiting for now.
So to be clear, they're not going to announce the day that the free will is going to be removed, because that's the day that the GCR is going to go, and they're not going to announce that in advance. That will just happen. And so
that is correct.
Yeah.
At a time they least expected.
So it's true that it's coming only momentarily in order to get the GCR completed without interruption, and then it will be returned. But it is not a date that will be announced and put out that on this date it's going to be taken or removed temporarily. They're not going to say that in advance.
Correct. For someone to say that it's going to be on the 14th of this month is incorrect.
Well.
It may happen before or after.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping for before.
he would like it today.
Yeah. What time is it?
He would like it yesterday. So in the meantime, we could just all have fun and be enjoyed.
Indeed. And also, as I have reminded people before, when you go into what is termed to your wealth manager or your private banker, you want to reassure them that it is of what is called a coming, which is called inheritance. Do not mention RV, do not mention GCR, do not mention what is called foreign currency. Otherwise, you will be laughed out the door. So you want to not do that. You want to say, I have a sizable inheritance coming, and I wish assistance with it.
Yes.
And to be clear, that's if you're making contact with a wealth manager before this happens, because after this happens, they'll know anyway.
They'll already know.
Yeah.
This is speaking prior to the announcement. So if you have not done what I have time and time again mentioned to do, is to get in touch, get what is called a financial relationship with a wealth manager, private banker, whatever, attorney, whoever it may be, and also understand that the exchanges are not just going to be in banks. They're going to be in exchange centers as well. So that kind of puts a new light on it as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because there are those saying that the exchange centers don't exist and that individual exchangers won't be able to get the high rates.
They will all have the rates. They will all have what is called the sovereign rates will be displayed on their screens. So yes, there will be exchange centers that will be off-site from a bank.
And to be clear, an individual walking in with his own currency in his own pocket will have as much access to the high rates as anyone else does.
Yes, you do not need to be in a group.
Thank you for that, Zorra.
Yes, thank you for that, exactly.
And I just wanted to also add to that, as far as all of the other people in the different countries, that they also will be able to receive sovereign rates as well.
They will indeed.
Not just for the United States.
Understand,
or
it's
Canada.
not sovereignty is not restricted to the United States.
Of course not.
It is global.
Indeed. All right. One who believes. Was there anything else?
I just wanted to cover the high rates, the exchange centers. Do you have any advice, Zorra? Because mostly we talk about in the U.S. that the 800 numbers will be coming out. Will other countries make special numbers available for them to call in, say, South America or Australia or some other places? So how will they find those numbers?
Each country will have a rate comparable to an 800.
And so how would they get, over here, the net's going to be full of the 800 number for the U.S. If if people from the other country, if they had to, and they called the U.S. 800 number, would they be able to get a phone number for their country to call?
Yes, but they also will have, which is called some in their own country, on their computers as well.
So if they were to contact, say, HSBC in their country, they'd be able to find an exchange center?
Of course.
Okay.
Or their main banks, anyways.
Or their main bank branches, whichever they are. But there will be exchange centers not just in America, but also in Canada, in Mexico, in South America, in China, in Russia, everywhere.
All right.
And
very good.
there's only one other thing I'd like to cover, just because, for me, I'd like to make sure people know that all is well. There's no dangers. Everything's being handled, that they're safe. That even if you hear things in the news, it's probably not true.
Yes, we were going to cover that.
Yeah.
Indeed. If you hear what is called anything that has to do with nuclear exchange, disregard it. Because we have now, according to Prime Creator, there are not any missiles on the surface of the Earth that are armed.
And what about negative forces that are coming upon this Earth? Negative entities.
What?
Rumors again.
Understand what is called the Earth is protected by a field that is around the Earth.
Has always been for a while.
Has always been for a while, yes. It is a protective shield to weed out, if you will, or to filter out all negativity coming from what would be termed as otherworldly craft.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned this many months ago.
Indeed.
So for people who don't remember that you are definitely protected by the Galactic Federation of Light, and that and of planets, and that what happened when Zorra had intercepted that asteroid 2 years or so ago, that was for many the first connection, knowing that you have a connection with our galactics.
Indeed.
So that was.
Yes.
There we go.
Zorra, can I say thank you?
Of course. Well, the news media, they played it down, stating that the object was no larger than a Volkswagen, but it was 150 miles in diameter, and it was on fast approach to your planet. And my ship was dispatched to catch up with the asteroid, go through the tail, dematerialize my ship, rematerialize inside the object, expanding the force field, causing an implosion, and exited out the front, and consequently exploded.
While I have you
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I was going on to a different topic already.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to say, yeah, and there's a video on YouTube that shows you can see your craft coming in the back of it, and next thing you know, it's like pieces of the asteroid shoot off because something happened inside it. Next thing you know, it just burns out.
Yes.
And that is captured on video, and it is on YouTube, so people can see it.
All right, and lastly, Zorra, you had given the world a message that 2017 is the year of the galactic disclosure.
Indeed.
That is so exciting.
Indeed.
Can you
reiterate that?
Well, comment on that, if you will.
2017 is the year for disclosure. Galactic disclosure.
Meaning?
Meaning that sometime during this year, there shall be what is called an event. And that event will be as follows. Everyone will be watching TV or on their computers or on their iPads or iPhones or cell phones, whatever type device they are going to have at the time. And suddenly, there will be an interruption in the broadcasting that is being broadcast. An announcement will be given. And the first one to speak will be Sananda Jesus. He will be announcing himself, and he will be announcing the presence of the Galactic Federation. So, what is termed Christians are going to be in shock.
I think they're going to be elated.
and elated as well. Understand what is termed the second coming is the second coming Christ consciousness, not a physical being. The second coming of what is called Jesus coming, he said he will be coming in the clouds. Well, aren't most ships in the form of clouds? Yes, they are. So yes, he will be coming in the clouds, and he will be doing what is termed taking many people at that time. Ascension. Ascension is what the Christians term as rapture. So, that is what will be transpiring. And then, of course, the Galactic Federation, asked our command, will then step forth and announce the arrival and distribution and decloaking of the healing vessels that are already on your planet that are cloaked.
That's a celebration.
Indeed.
All right. Well, I think we've taken up a lot of your time already, Zorra. I think we can wait for another time for you to, maybe for us to ask you more questions about this wonderful disclosure that is going to be occurring.
Indeed.
So I think we've touched on all of the topics that were discussed earlier today. Have we not? One who believes.
Yes, I've got one more. There's one more thing I wanted to add to what I said today. Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to say it. Now, this is going to be new for the people that missed the call, but for the ones that were on the call, I just want to say you have the right and ability to create and direct your own reality.
Indeed.
That's your God-given right.
Absolutely.
So,
and you are gods and goddesses, and never forget that.
And that's the reason why.
That is the reason why.
So, with that, 5. Go ahead, Zorra.
Before. I want to remind all of you, do not let anyone tell you that you are a limited being. On the contrary, you are unlimited. There is no what is called, there is no limitation on you except what you put upon yourself. So do not do that. You also want to know, and this goes for what's called newlyweds, what is called women with child. Do not, I repeat, do not allow hospitals to inoculate your babies. That it will shorten their lifespan. No vaccination, none of that. Because a newborn child immune system is much stronger than that of an adult. And they need no vaccination. They need no inoculations.
Because it only limits.
Because their immune system already has the fortification to combat anything that comes upon them.
Well, it causes much limitations for
That
them,
too.
physically, in all areas, mentally,
Indeed it does.
spiritually as well. These newborns that are coming on the planet now are very, very highly evolved.
Enlightened beings.
So let us take good care of them because they are here with their energies to be able to help us in our ascension process. So I think with that, we are already it looks like it's almost 45 minutes, but I'm sure it's not. It's probably about 40 minutes into our talk. Thank you very much, one who believes.
And does that other individual that is on the call?
No, he's not here with us.
Is he still there?
He's there, but I'm going to stop the recording now. Did you need to speak with him? Not on the call.
Not.
Okay. All right. Very good, everyone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Receive. Energy flash.
4, 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Received.
I received.
Thank you, Zorra.
Indeed.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us some more time again today.
We really appreciate it. We'll let you go to your meeting, your very important meeting. And God bless everyone. We love you all. We'll talk to you soon again. And one who believes, we are always grateful to you. Thank you.